Today we get a very funny video because we're gonna look at the actual DPS that came out in Season of Discovery Phase 5 and we're gonna see what we got right, what we got wrong, and what you actually wanna see. What is the most broken specs right now? And to top it all off, we got a very special thing, okay? This is a chart of the damage they predicted, the people that make WoW sims, the people that make the simulator for all the classes. Lucenia, the lady that works on the sims, she sent to a bunch of content creators the charts of what they simulated the damage was gonna be. Big shout out to Lucenia, we're gonna drop her Twitch on the description. I don't know if she still actively streams, I think she does. But this is a really cool tool, okay? It's really cool that they sent this to me. As you can see, this is a lot of work. Look at all these classes they had to manually go and simulate one by one. It is like 7 types of builds per class. And of course, this is not gonna be 100% reflected in Warcraft logs because a lot of these builds include tier 2 set bonuses and best in slot gear from tier 1. But it is just like a little bit of a guide of what they thought was gonna be really strong. You can see right away that Arcane is apparently one of the ones that they predicted was gonna be very strong. I still got no idea. The set bonuses do have Arcane damage, but I don't know what the build is like for that. If we ever see a Mage going all the way to rank 1, we're gonna definitely go check him out. That's gonna be a really funny video. But as you can see right there, they predicted that a melee weaving survival hunter was gonna be like a top build right there. Also the paladin with the, I assume, the tier 2 set bonus and the throat bearer sword, the new epic sword they can get. By the way, they discovered it. It's like a questline it drops on blackwing lair. I might as well spoil it to you. They also predicted the assassination rogue to be very strong and the two-handed warrior with the tier 1 set bonus to be very strong. And those two are builds that are gonna be online right away because they require the tier 1 set bonus. So if we look at this simulation, the thing that we're gonna see in Warcraft logs should be that these are the top specs. So let's take a look at the Warcraft logs. And as you can see right here, they were pretty spot on, okay? First of all, the assassination rogue is top tier. By the way, these numbers are the 90th percentile, like the top 10% of the players. You're gonna see here people that play their class properly and don't suck. You're not gonna find Medina here. You're gonna find like, not really the super tryhard sweaters, but competent good players. That's the kind of players you're gonna see here. Sadly, the numbers are still tabulating. We cannot see the average DPS yet in here, but we're gonna see some of the top logs so we can get a good idea of what the DPS is looking like. And next is the Fury Warrior. Now, there is a big question here. Fury can be either dual wield or two-hander, and they were neck and neck in the simulations. You can even see it in the data from Lucenia that there was barely a 30 DPS difference in the simulation between dual wield right here and two-hander. So that should be neck and neck. We're gonna see what's performing better right now. And below that is Marksmanship Hunter, which is quite a surprise. That one really blew me out of my hair. We're gonna take a look at those two. And that mage that you see, no, it is not Arcane. We're gonna have to wait until they get tier 2 to see the Arcane mage pop off. It might. Okay, I am willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. Whenever I see a mage at the rank 1, I'm gonna go click on that boy. We're gonna make a video on that. That's gonna be really funny. And if you look at that, the Shadow Priest is top 5. Shadow Priest got a lot of damage in this tier. So this is all very interesting. Of course, we can already see a bunch of brown boys in the top rank, okay? Because people doom every single phase that the warrior is over, the warrior will fail, the warrior is, how dare you put the warrior in high tier, Medina? The warrior is doomed, it's not gonna work. And every single phase against all odds, the warrior is back at the top. So I don't know what to tell you. You might say, yeah, but these are good players. You're damn right. That's what you should care about, right? Like, if you play your class properly, this is the upper limits of what you can do. That's how you should measure balance on PvE. Personally, I think the best measure of single target DPS is gonna be Bloodlord Lash Layer, because that guy is more or less a tank and spank. There is like a couple mechanics, there is a knockback, but it's just single target. There is nothing that increases your damage, and you just hit them, right? And as you can see, there's warriors doing 3k DPS, there is a mage also doing 3k DPS, all the top classes are doing 3k. Very interestingly, there is a destruction warlock doing insane damage, and would you look at that, it is all fire damage. So I think the fire dream somehow came back. Evercursed, I am gonna go take a look at your build. After this, we're gonna do a whole, I'm gonna take a deep hard look at you, boy. You got no idea what's gonna happen with your build. But I wanna see this. The fire dream is back somehow. This guy crushed it. Look at this. Incinerate and Soulfire are already 2k DPS on their own. And this guy guy is going deep destro, because you can see here he's using backdraft. That's the one you get from conflagration. You see he's conflagrating right here. So he's using the 30% haste to do this. I guess if you're an amazing player, Warlock Fire Destruction still works at a very high level for you, and that's really cool to see. I definitely did not expect it, but it makes me very happy that this is the case. And of course, one that didn't surprise anybody, Fire Mage, top 3 right here. Fire Mage is, they are in the same raid actually. This is the traditional Fire Mage build. Nothing in the rotation that I see right there strikes me as new. So I think this is just a good show of what the Fire Mage can do for you, and this is already a top 1 DPS contender on its own. It scales very well, of course, so there is a lot of potential for Fire Mages to get even stronger as soon as they get their gear. That's definitely something you want to keep a look at. The top hunter is going for survival ranged, and he is not melee weaving, so I don't know if the melee weaving thing is going to work out or not. We're going to have to wait for that. And there is also a boomkin that slipped through the cracks here. I don't know what this boomkin did. This boomkin is like cheating, but look at those starfires. Let's see, what's the crit percentage? 43%. I mean, I don't know what this guy did. I think he's just chewing steroids. He got lucky with the crits, okay? Like, you see that, and this is definitely over average crit rate, but still, that's just wacky. I guess on very short fights, the boomkin can do a lot of damage too. I wouldn't count on it. We're gonna see how the boomkin is gonna drop next week or so, I'm pretty sure. But yes, of course, what you wanna see, okay, I know. What is the warrior spec that's topping the bidders? There is 1 and 2. The first and second best DPSers on Broodlord are the warriors. So let's take a look at their builds. Well, one thing that might be weird here is that they are going for Raging Blow. As you can see there, I did not expect them to go Raging Blow. We might have to take a look at... This is tragic, by the way. We might have to take a look at their build, but aside from that, they are going Dual Wield, which is what I personally predicted. I personally predicted that Dual Wield was gonna be a little better. And the other guy, Integrity, he's also going for the same build. The way you can tell that this is Dual Wield, by the way, is that there is 2 Whirlwinds, because you can hit Slam and Whirlwind with both weapons now, so it shows as separate abilities basically. But yes, they are going for Dual Wield. That's the traditional warrior, well, if you can call it traditional, but the warrior build that we expected. As we can see right here, Shamans are not bottom tier like everybody was saying. Shamans are still doing pretty respectable middle tier damage, and we gotta wait until they get their gear, okay? Just you wait until they get their gear, okay? I think people are gonna be pretty surprised about the Shamans after they get their gear. According to the Sims, Shamans are gonna perform slightly below average, so that's gonna be something left to see. But once again, we're gonna have to wait until tier 2 sets come in. That's the main thing that's stopping us from getting the true results right now, that a lot of these specs that they are showing there only work with the tier 2 set bonuses, because for a lot of specs they are actually a really strong ability that they bring you. But of course, anything that can work with the tier 1 set bonus, which is the case of the warrior for example, they are always going to be at the top right now. So even if the tier 2 set bonus is gonna be better, the fact that they are very functional with a tier 1 set bonus is gonna put them at the top. Let's see if we can find another outlier in here that we can take a look at. Well, take a look at this. This Shaman, Blue Gendis, he's number 4 right now. That's gotta be a cheese. What's going on here? Yeah, it seems like he's a trash cheese. Okay. Like this guy's not even like the best Shaman in a lot of the fights. Lots of warriors. I see a couple priests in here. Let's see 5 priests on the top 100. And we do see one marksmanship hunter right there at 99, which is also not melee weaving. So we're gonna have to wait to see what the melee weaving looks like once people get their bonuses. I am really excited for that build too. The start of the phase is essentially what the Blizzard Human Resources department loves, because at the very start of the phase you see every single color in there, all mixed up, all loving each other. And you're gonna see very soon, maybe in 2 weeks, my prediction is we're gonna see like 50 warriors, and then you're gonna see like a bunch of mages and perhaps a couple hunters and rogues. And that's gonna be it. So if you wanna get a good parse, you probably wanna do it now. If you're playing like a spec that is not very popular, you might hit a rank 100 for bragging rights. You are not gonna get that privilege in a couple of weeks. The core issues with the warrior, the core issues with the fire mage, and the fact that they scale like a madman, they are not gone. They are still a problem, and they will become a problem again. But yes, overall the preliminary results of this phase, they look like the Wild West. I do not expect to see feral druids at the top for much longer. They are always going to be very valuable, very good of course, but I think the feral druid is gonna fall off quite hard too, because they do not scale very well. And we can only hope that we see somebody do 30,000 DPS on Belstras, because that's hilarious. Subscribe, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.